Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap we just love to talk about on Bravo. I'm Ben Mandelker. Joining me today, as usual, the one, the only, the gloriously eyelidded Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. Look at those eyelids.
Hi, everybody. I've still got one wonky eye, but you know what? Who cares? It's less wonky than it has been. So it's like, bring it out today. Bring it out. I'm sick of wearing the glasses.
It looks great. I mean, I'm very happy. You are no longer a star of the James Bond film Die Another Day. Tomorrow Never Dies.
I'm back to pussy galore.
Golden sty.
Yeah.
No, your sty is gone, and your recovery has been so rapid. Now, finally, I feel like you're there. You're there. Your eyelids, your fresh new eyelids, can finally be spectacular.
Close. They're close, but you know what? It's been a month in glasses. That's crazy. I didn't know it was going to be all that. But anyway, here we are. That's enough eyelid talk. Everybody, welcome to Watch What Crappens. It's a very special day today because Stephanie brags about her plane a lot. You know what we should do? You know what I'm going to start doing while you do the intro? I'm going to start Googling Stephanie's ass. Okay, Stephanie Show Ja E. Okay, Ben, go ahead. I'm writing Stephanie Shoaji bankruptcy.
Okay, you're going to look that up. In the meantime, I'm going to tell everyone that they should come join us on Patreon, where we have a wonderful fan community that is there. We also have some great content. We have bonus content. This week's bonus episode, we caught up on some pop culture. We talked about Project Runway, Naked Gun, Big Brother. Ronnie let us in on some of the perils of planning a baby shower, things like that, like lots of very fun things. So come join us. There's also a video component. If you support on the Crappens on Demand level, you can watch the show. You don't just have to listen to it, so you can see Ronnie's beautiful eyes. And all those Crappens on Demand episodes are released for free on our YouTube channel a week later. But we know that you guys all want your fresh content. So to get it fresh and on video, it's there on Patreon. And there's also a fabulous Discord community. And shout out to everyone over there. So that's Patreon. And then this coming Monday, we have Crappy Hour coming up. That's going to be at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And what we're going to be doing going forward is alternating between Crappy Hour one week and Amazon Live the following week for at least for the next like 2 months or so. So that is the plan, Stan. And today we are talking Real Housewives of Miami, which is just always fabulous every single time we watch it. Did you look up what'd you find?
I found Stephanie Shoaji and her husband Masood were forced to sell their 12,000 square foot home, Moorish style, after failing to repay an $8 million mortgage loan on time. They didn't pay the entirety of the $8 million they borrowed, and the bank filed a foreclosure on January 6th. What a date. God, what a date. That's an asshole date to lose stuff, January 6th. And they filed foreclosure and they sold it on the 17th. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to look up that because I'd heard some, there's like all these rumblings about Stephanie and her kind of lying ways. So I haven't gone too far into that because I'm waiting for it to come out on the show. Sometimes I spoil myself too much by reading too much gossip. And then it happens on the show and I'm like, whatever, that's no big deal. They lost everything. We saw it coming. I don't want to see it coming. I want to see it happen on the show. So, I'm trying to like avoid spoilers, but she bragged about her plane so much I had to look it up. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, like at this point, we are seasoned Real Housewives viewers. We can sense financial issues a mile away. When someone comes in looking like a minion in Chanel, there are some mortgage issues, there are lawsuits, there are debts, there are bankruptcies hiding behind those pearl necklaces.
Yeah, and it's also got us attuned to feeling rich when we're not, because like you get so snotty watching Housewives about silly things you have no business being snotty about. Like Stephanie whips out her first scene is pulling out. She's like with an assistant or something, and she pulls out a Lady Dior purse, and it says $5,900. And I was like, "Oh, that is so sad because my other friend has one that's $95,000."
I thought the same thing.
I'm embarrassed
totally
for you. Meanwhile, I have a hole in my big toe on my sock. I had my foot up on the ottoman, and I was like, "You're judging this woman while your big toe is coming out of your sock, sir."
Yeah, I had the exact same reaction. I basically am a victim to bag inflation because of this network. Because last week, Nicole pulled out that $95,000 Hermes bag, I think. And we were like, oh my God, that's crazy. $95,000 for a bag. But now I'm like, $5,900 for a bag? What is it? Is that like, did you get it at CVS? I'm totally become a snob about something I never would buy, like at any time.
Yeah, exactly. So she does that, and then Julia and Marisol meet up at a restaurant, and Julia almost knocks something over while she's hugging her, and she's like, "Oh, look what I did! Water, me and water. You know, look at that! I almost knocked over the water again. Me and my hilarious water."
That's what I do. And then Adriana, she arrives at a dog facility, and it's called DOG, which, as we all know, stands for Department of Government. And then it was actually so efficient they actually got rid of the E. But no, it's actually in this case,
notorious.
Yeah, it would be funny if she showed up at Doge. She's like, "I am here to work. I'm here to fire people." But it's actually
there are too many people in the Democratic Organization of Gardeners. I'm gonna get rid of it.
I'm here to fire NPR. Okay, but no, but she's actually at a place, I guess, where dogs can mate. And so
this
she
was one of the
her
funniest
dog.
scenes I've ever seen on the
I
Housewives
loved
show.
it.
I died laughing because I thought, oh, she's going to a dog groomer. And no, it was not. It was a whorehouse for dogs. So
Yes.
she's telling her dog, "Are you lucky for your date? Are you ready for your date? You're going to get lucky today." So she tells us, "I've scoped all the parks in Miami. We've been looking high and low. We can't find a bitch. I'm going to find the right bitch for you. Don't you worry. Because here I am. I find a place that brings dogs together to have one trip in paradise before he gets clip. He's like, no clip. So he's going to get it out because her dog is a sex addict.
Yes,
The dog has trouble.
That dog loves sex. What's the name of the dog again? Why can't I remember it?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to little fluffy, snotty dogs like that.
It's because it is
I won't learn their
French
names.
poodle, right? It's a white French poodle, correct?
It's a floofy.
It looks
thing.
like
I don't know. It's like
it's a
aren't
floofy-
French poodles? Aren't French poodles bigger?
Maybe a toy poodle, a French toy poodle.
French toy.
It's a
poodle.
toy.
Would it be
Either-
a French
I mean,
toy
she-
poodle or a toy French poodle?
I
Samuel
don't know,
French
but she
poodle.
brought.
It knows
she
all the
brought
it knows
poodle
all the
onto-
scripts for all the play scripts for everything.
You have to like go through that poodle and get
It's a
the
poodle
rights
that
before
can
you
quote
put on her.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
It's very withholding about rights if you want to put on a production at your school. So the poodle is there. She brought the poodle on to watch what happens live. And I didn't watch the episode, but I watched clips. And what I liked was that the poodle was just kind of like freely roaming around that set. And I, famously really dislike poodles. I find that they are very hyperactive in a way that does not work with what I like in my personal space. So I generally dislike all poodles, and I dislike all poodle mixes, no matter how cute they are. There's like one or two exceptions that I will be okay with, but like generally speaking, when I see poodle, I get, not only do I not like poodles, I think I even like poodles even less because inevitably the poodle owners always say, and I know some of you in our sweet audience are saying this right now, but they're so smart. And as I always say, I'm not commissioning this poodle to build me a wing on my house. I'm not looking for this poodle to develop a new vaccine. I don't need a dog to be smart.
People
need
do
a
get
dog to
like
be
that
chill.
with dogs. It's weird because I had a Jack Russell before Bueller. I had a Jack Russell named Xena for 16 years. Loved this dog. That was my first like dog to have as an adult. And this dog was really smart. She was a great dog. But everywhere we went, people were like, "Oh, a Jack Russell." And then they would start testing her. They would be like, "Oh my God, do this, do that, sit down, roll over. You know, what can your dog do?" And I was like, "Why does the dog have to do anything? It poops outside. That's really all I require." Like, honestly, all I require is potty training and giving me love. That's all I need from a dog. But these people are like, "Does your dog know calculus?" Because that is a Jack Russell, and they are very, very smart. And now I have Bueller, and he's just like, you know, a half pit bull, half Chihuahua. He looks all Frankenstein. He's all weird looking, and people don't expect shit from Bueller. And it is like a vacation going around people. They're like, "Well, the dog didn't take my wallet, so you've got a good dog," you know?
Yeah, I feel like all my friends who have quote unquote smart dogs, what they wind up doing is having to hide food from the dogs the entire time. It's
don't want
about
a
like
smart
latching cabinets closed. I'm like, that's not an asset to me. I want my animals to be on the dumb side.
Yeah.
I want them to be low energy.
I'm like, "What are you
and
doing on my
cuddly."
Bank of America account? Get the hell out of there."
Yes. So that's my preamble to say that usually when I see a poodle, I'm just like, but this poodle was cracking me up. Like, honestly,
I like poodles in general. It's just like the floofy dogs that people are like, "Oh my God, it's so cute. It's like overgroomed. It has bows in the hair." I don't like that stuff.
yeah, and that's what
But
this one
we need
is.
to
Like,
go on, probably.
well, that's
Right.
what I'm saying is that like this dog is like this, and so I'm like, ugh, this dog. But I was cracking up at this dog because it is so foofy, but ultimately you are reminded that it is, at the end of the day, despite all its bows and little cute sweaters and like grooming, it's still a dog.
It's a
And
horny
it is
dog.
ready to fuck.
Just the idea. I mean, who even thinks of that? Like, I'm getting my dog snipped, so he's not going to get laid properly. So I'm going to take him. And then someone else is like, "I'm taking my dog. I'm going to take my female dog there to get fucked by some stranger." What an odd business. I mean, I get it for breeding if you want to like breed or whatever. No offense, straight people. But, you know, a dog?
A dog. Yeah. But people love doing this stuff. I'm still trying to look up the dog's name. I for the life of me, I can't figure it out. I find all sorts of photos of Adriana's dog, but it is just I cannot find the name of it. It's driving me absolutely bonkers. And now who's the dumb dog? Me.
So the perfect person to join for this scene is Lisa. I don't know why. It just makes sense for Lisa because she always had those parties with Lenny in Miami, like especially the Halloween parties. I think that's where he met Katrina or whatever the lady he ran off with. So that was kind of like a key party, right? It's like a bunch of Instagram and OnlyFans models and stuff would go and just like fuck rich guys at these parties, from what we heard. And so it's funny that Adriana brings Lisa. She's like, "Nah, she's a swinger. She gets it. She gets it. You know, this is where we brought Lenny before he left Lisa."
Lenny had his many final rodeos here. The dog's name is Basquiat. Duh. Of course his name is Basquiat. Of course.
That dog is too groomed to be named Basquiat. Basquiat was just messy. You know, it was all about mess. You can't just have this floofy little dog with bows in his hair.
Yeah, like, and if anything, he needs to have like a little crown. Isn't that like Basquiat's thing? Like the little, as evidenced by me sticking my fingers on my head as if that looks like a crown. But I made myself look like a little buffalo. So they go. So Basquiat and Basquiat's last lady go to this back area to have a nice moment, and it's Basquiat and Honey. These are the lovebirds. And Adriana's making like conversation with the mom and everything. And then we see a montage. Adriana says that Basquiat's favorite type are human legs. And we see a montage of Basquiat humping so many legs. And again, it is so funny because it's this coiffed, groomed, like super like foofy dog be like on everyone's legs. And it keeps going. It's great. I was dying.
It was hilarious. And Adriana's like, "I hope he doesn't get catfished."
I missed that. I missed
It was so funny. And then the mom's there of Honey, who is the lady that Basquiat is banging. And so they're making small talk, like, how old is Basquiat? He's 3, and Honey is 1. I'm like, Honey is 1? What kind of
Wow.
parenting are we doing in this country when you're taking your 1-year-old? I mean, I know that that's longer in dog year, but even dog years are 7 years. What are we doing here, people? What are
What
we
is the
doing?
what is the standard time what is the standard time that people normally neuter their dogs? Is it in like within their first year? Is it like Adriana's saying that this is like 3 years in. Basquiat's 3 years old. I
That's
always thought
pretty
it was a
late.
little earlier. I
It's
thought it's pretty
very
late,
early.
right?
Yeah, you do it. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can do it whenever you want, but yeah, generally you do it early. I've gotten my dogs always done fairly soon after I get them, I think.
Mm.
Um, One time was so scary because I didn't have money to go get it done proper. So they have like a low income trailer basically. It was in like the deep valley, and it was in the parking lot of a Big Lots, and I had to go at 7 in the morning and just leave Xena in there. And I was waiting outside like, this isn't right. This isn't right. But
Oh.
it was $20, and she never humped anyone's leg. Jesus. I guess it was cheaper than taking her to get laid in a dog brothel, in the DOG brothel. So why do we need an hour to talk about this one scene? Like, nothing really even happened in this scene, but it was so cute and funny.
It was so
We'll just stay
funny.
here all day talking about different dog things. Okay, so they hook up, and romantic music plays when the dogs see each other, and Honey and Basquiat do the deed, and they get pictures, just like a nice video of it. Larsa's going to be jealous that this dog is like getting its own OnlyFans promo, because Larsa's never really gotten to do that. We've never seen Larsa do like a foot shoot or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I just was so happy for Basquiat because when Basquiat was done doing his deed, Basquiat and Honey came out of the hideaway, and the rest of the people in the villa, the rest of the dogs just like clapped their paws together. And then like Basquiat went off with the boys and Honey went off with the girls, and they talked about what happened. And then later on they did a challenge where they had to like transfer ketchup from one mouth to another. And then at the recoupling, what was shocking to me was how Basquiat dropped Honey, and she had to be kicked off the island. It was a terrible.
Oh
turn
my
of
God.
events for
And the
Honey.
worst is right before she got kicked off, she fell asleep with the other girl dogs, and they put her paw in hot water and she peed herself. And then she got kicked off the island. It was awkward.
Yeah. And then Jiggy was like, wait, so she got to go to DOG? Great. My dream date. Great. Thanks.
So there's a preppy party. Marisol is having a preppy party, and they're talking about what to wear. And Lisa's like, I hate themes. I hate themes. Unless they're like lady who gets money to do bad things in Grand Theft Auto. That's a theme I can get behind. What is preppy?
Yeah, what is Preppy? So Adriana's like, well, I didn't feel invited. I felt Marisol she sent out the group chat, and like she never reached out to me. And nevertheless, I'm going to go because, cameras, because the whole boat thing, and I kind of regret it. And then we cut to her last week being like, fuck off, you old whore. Go get plastic surgery on your bony knees because they need it. There's someone on Twitter whose name is Marisol's Bony Knees, and I just think that's the funniest Twitter name. It's so funny.
I've been calling people dry knees all week. That was my favorite. Dry knees. Dry knees. Fix your dry knees, whore. So Adriana's like, yeah, it was a lapse in judgment. I'll say it was a lapse in judgment. And Lisa's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have said pony knees. If, maybe I would take that back. And she's like, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud. She's like, okay, well, good. I'm glad you're taking accountable. I don't know the word, but stop the calculus. And she's like, I am accountable. I'm ready to move on. And I love when the person who did I love when the perpetrators are the ones that are ready to move on. I want to say that if I'm ever arrested for something, all right, guys, all right. I robbed the house. Sorry, I'm ready to move on from this.
I think I'm ready. Guys, I've been thinking about it, and I've processed this, and I understand. And I think it's time that we all moved on. I feel ready to move on. Because always in their mind, it's always like, well, the reason why I was a perpetrator is because you did something that offended me. But now I'm over that because I got out my perpetration. And so I think we can move on. Meanwhile, someone's sitting there with a house that's burned down.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for your apology for having a flammable house. Thank you. So then we go back to Marisol and Julia, and Marisol's like, I invited Adriana to my Preppy lunch. Oh, Dios mío. Julia's like, well, you guys are again completely on opposite planet. What happened with you?
And
Well, I
then
guess you got
Marisol-
offended. Sorry, I heard you taking a drink of coffee.
I forgot to give myself a straw today, so now when I drink coffee, it's like a whole process I've got to do away from my mic. Otherwise, you guys are going to hear lots of ice clanking around. Who wants to hear that, especially when there's a preppy party afoot? Anyway, well, I guess she got offended because Kiki told her I didn't want to be on the same boat as her. I mean, why would I? I mean, it was just escalating the whole time, and then we were playing the mind exercise. She kept on giving me all the red flags. I mean, why would she give me the red flags?
And then we cut to the narcissism party where Daniel, the narcissism expert, is calling out different narcissistic traits. How are you not calling out having an Instagram full of you shirtless saying like 30-second memes, you fucking narcissist leader? He's
And
so
also
hot.
don't stop. So
Also
you're so
don't
hot,
stop.
please. In fact, please be more narcissistic. We'll see it all. Show us
Yes.
everything.
All narcissists who work out 5 times a day and like going around shirtless, keep being narcissists. Everyone else fix yourself, okay? We don't have room for homely narcissists on Instagram.
No, that's absolutely correct.
Well, she got offended because Kiki told her I don't want to be on the same boat with her. But why would I want to be on the same boat with her? I mean, now I have dry knees. Do you have? I've been staring at my knees for days, and she's calling me old. I mean, she's older than me. It was just escalating. It was escalating the whole time. And when we were playing the mind exercise, she's giving me all the red flags. I'm like, I mean, come on.
I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised to hear that Marisol is younger than Adriana. Because the thing is that, like,
Everyone
all of
was surprised to hear that Marisol is younger than Adriana. Marisol's even surprised. Look at her. It's like, I'm older than her.
well, that's again because
I'm
all
younger
her
than her.
references, all her references are like, I mean, look at this guy. Look how Adriana's dating a young whippersnapper of a guy. Who is he? Mickey Rooney? Am I right, everyone?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also she doesn't help herself because she does dress like the older woman in the telenovela, who's like the evil one in the telenovela. And she's like this, she's wearing her, widow's veil and stuff and a widow's outfit. And she's married to an older guy, which is rare because most of them pick, look at Adriana. She's with that like French call boy or whatever he is.
Right.
So.
Who, by the way, seems to be locked away somewhere. We haven't seen him since the first episode.
Well, paid by the hour. So we come back and she's like, yeah, I mean, if you're trying to move forward, why are you still picking? Just stop picking. She just gets so nasty. I mean, my physical appearance, body shaming, my knees. Can you imagine? My knees have good genes. They're blue. They're blue.
She's older than me. I mean, she kept calling me an old lady. I'm like, you're older than me. Oh, God. She's like a regular Lauren Bacall. So Lisa's like, well, I don't like that Julia's kind of forming a little group with them. And then you're almost like the outsider. Like, I don't like that for you. Maybe that's another reason that you lashed out. She's like, well, I don't mind that Julia has a relationship with the other girls in the group. The only thing I mind is Julia having a relationship with other girls in the group. I don't know if I could be any clearer.
She knows who Marisol is, but all of a sudden she's forgotten all of that. And so then we go back to the other two, and Julia's like, I hate what she said to you. I don't like what she did. I love your knees. I love your knees. I love that if I take a little piece of wood and rub it on your knees, I can make fire. I can make fire for babies and gods.
And, I said, Adriana, the only person who could do something to our friendship is you, yourself, and goat. You cannot be lashing out at people like that, especially when you decide to move forward. And so Marisol's like, yeah, well, Gertie is in our group, and then we're going to go continue seeing her. So what are you gonna do to move forward? Because I don't know what I know what I do with Adriana's. I just ignore her. I just pretend it's bogey at the end of the bar, and I'm just gonna be off to Casablanca on my own. You know what I'm saying? People get these references, right? I'm connecting with the youngins, right?
Well, for, me and Gertie's friendship, the ship has sailed, and Captain Sandy is on it, and she's glad she only had dinner with me. But we could definitely be cordial.
Well, now Alexia and Stephanie are having some kind of weird stuff going on, and I feel like, I feel like everybody needs some therapy in this group, and I want to do something for Alexia. I'm having a spontaneous idea right now because I feel like she's just been on this emotional roller coaster for, I don't know, 60 years at this point. I'm not sure. And so then we see flashbacks to Alexia having her standard season-long emotional issues.
This was so good. When they were at that dinner, she's like, I'm only having this dinner for my friend because he's coming in town. I don't want anything to be about Todd. Okay, nothing about this dinner is about Todd. We're only here to celebrate my friends. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, oh my God, Todd, no, Todd. Please don't ever let me go back to the narcissist, everybody. Please help me, please.
And not only did Alexia make that dinner about herself, she made it so much about herself that it has been a constant flashback and has also in many ways been like a kernel that has driven the entire season. Like, wait, I thought you hated narcissists. You broke down in a restaurant and talked about how you hated narcissists.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an amazing
so good.
scene.
So good. So Julie's like,
We need to get her out of Miami because otherwise she will go back to Todd. So where should we go? Let's go to Seville.
she's like,
Seville.
and she's like, I like Sevilla. It reminds me of that saying in Spanish, Quien se fue a Sevilla perdido su silla.
Yes, I love this saying. Captain Sandy will not sit with non-lesbians.
It's not my fault.
My favorite saying is, when there's one seat left for Captain Sandy, you better sit yourself in another restaurant.
No, it's about people who don't tend to their business. They lose their business.
I don't know.
I don't follow.
No, God.
I don't follow.
Oh, more, maybe she can lose her mind and lose thought.
And she goes, okay, yeah, maybe just make sayings whatever you want to make them, Julia. Who cares? Let's call Alexia. So they do, and Alexia's like, Star speaking, Star, yes. Blink, blink, blink.
You've reached
Blink
the
in
star
Spanish.
line.
Blink in Spanish.
Hey there. Well, look who I'm with. It's Julia. So we thought it'd be a good idea to go back to Spain because you love Spain so much, and we could go to Seville. We can go to Sevilla, She goes, oh, of course. I love it. I absolutely love it. And we can get you away from Todd. Oh, perfect. You know what? That's what I need, a break from Todd. But by the way, I have to be back on November 18th because Todd's birthday is November 19th.
This is why we want to organize trip to get it away from Todd.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for being such good friends. I love you girls. You girls always bring a smile to my face. You know that. Please, I have to go now. Todd might call me.
You guys bring me a Todd to my face. That's what I say. When I want to say smile, I say Todd. So Marisol's like, okay, one caveat. We're not talking about Todd. No dudes. Okay? No bros, bro. Okay? I'm not even going to talk about Steve, the alpha male of the group. Okay? We're not talking about dudes on this trip. Okay? She hung up. I think she hung up about 5 minutes ago, didn't she? Yeah.
Meanwhile, at Dog, Basquiat.
Now we see Basquiat finishing the job.
climaxes. Yeah, he does it.
We get
a picture.
We get this picture of like Basquiat like on top of Honey, just like smiling at the camera. Like, if I'm going out, I'm going out in style.
I hope we get the whole story of what happens to Basquiat now that he gets snipped. Is he just going to be like, what is life? Just sitting on the couch, like, what is life? What do I even do with this? Read a book? God.
He's like, well, now I can be a guard for Khaleesi. So we go to Gertie's home. He has real big plans. So we go to Gertie's home, and Gertie is she calls Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine, and she's like, oh, that haircut that you have is my favorite on you, baby. I love it so much. And she's like, oh, well, I need to tell my stylist about it. My stylist, as you know, is a giant plastic vagina. that'll be showing everyone on the next season of Married to Medicine for many episodes. Okay,
I believe in vaginal health for the hair, which is why I tap my head with a dildo every single day. I've written a book about it. And Gertie's like, these girls don't understand me. Nobody understands what it's like to have cancer except you. And she's like, yes, well, sometimes when friends are bad, friends are good. Because you need to thank them for showing you that goodness can be badness and badness can be goodness. Waste not, want not. 2 birds in a hand are better than 1 hand in a bush.
I wasn't following any of that because I was transcribing so that way I can put it up on screen for my next humiliation party. Alrighty, I'm just trying to tell you I'm having trouble having sex. Do you ever have trouble having sex? What's life like for you? What's going on with you? And I'm just going to keep talking all the way through the scene. So they bond. They bond. Jackie gives her some advice on dealing with, aftermath of breast cancer and being a survivor, etc. It's very nice.
And advice on just dealing with shitty friends, because she's like, these girls don't even understand me. I don't know what to do. She's like, well, sometimes when people don't understand you, a drowning man is bigger than a man who's swimming in a lake. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's like, well, a bird flying overhead is smarter than a hamster on a wheel and a BMW that's going backwards at 30 miles an hour. Do you understand? She's like,
Listen, Gertie. Big Mac McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese fillet, a fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, McDonald's, Tasty Goldie, French fries, regular or larger size. Right.
I would like you to tell those women, just look them straight in the face and say, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us have it your way.
And then say, we have the meats.
It was a very nice phone call full of Dr. Jackie platitudes. And Gertie's like, okay. Well, before you go, sniffling, sneezing, nighttime, coffee, snuffy heads so you can rest medicine. She's like, okay, I've got to go now.
Oh, and one last thing. We are farmers. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
I did like one of her Dr. Jackie's little sayings, because she was just telling Gertie, you just got to look forward. She goes, that's why when we drive, you have a little rear view mirror and a big windshield, because you'll look back a little bit, but there's a lot more to look at going forward. And also, if you don't look out the windshield, you'll crash into a wall.
You'll crash.
But
You'll crash.
Still, I like that one, Dr. Jackie. I think all Dr. Jackie had to say was this. Now listen, Gertie, I know it's difficult. You're dealing with very difficult people in your cast. Is Quad on your cast? No. Okay, then I don't want to hear it anymore.
You have an easy
Quad. And we had a Mariah. Era on our show.
She's like, there's a reason that stop signs are on the street and not inside the car. Because otherwise, when would you stop? All right.
If we didn't have stop signs, Toya would just keep on driving into bushes. We've had to discuss this many times with her.
So let's go to Il Gabbiano Restaurant. Masood and Stephanie are arriving in matching cheesy outfits, and they're both trying so hard. She's like trying to be rich, and he's trying to be young, and it doesn't work for either of them. They both look like posers. Sorry.
They look ridiculous. Well, he is so ridiculous when he tries to look young. Like when he was doing his TikTok challenges, or he wears his hat backwards. It's more cringy than when Mauricio does it. Because Masood really, I think he's like approaching like early 80s. And it's just watching him trying to do like this Abercrombie and Fitch moment. It's like, oh, come on, Masood. So they sit down. Masood is so excited to meet Martina because he is a Martina super fan. And he really can't even hide it in this scene, which is really funny because he's very, very wealthy, or at least presents as very, very wealthy. And you sort of feel like when you're really, really wealthy, you don't act like a blubbering mess around celebrities, but he kind of is. He's kind of a disaster.
Yeah, and I like that Martina isn't even like performatively humble at all, ever. It's so funny to me because And she's accomplished a lot. She doesn't have to be. There's no rule that says she has to be. It's just a funny demeanor to me because Stephanie's like, you've met my my husband has been dying to meet you. She goes, yeah, she told me that you know more about me than I do. All right, let's have a scene. Like, I'm amazing. I know. All right, go ahead. Say what you have to say.
Seriously. So, he's like really excited. And but of course, first they have to start talking about like the kids, and like how everything's going with the babies.
But it's not really just a standard conversation because it's so depressing. Like they're like, so how are your new babies? And Martina's like, they still cry when we leave. Blah, blah, blah. For about 2 seconds. And then diverse and distraction. You know how they are. Just off doing whatever. And Stephanie's like, well, how old are you going to be when they're 20? The fuck kind of question is that to say?
I know.
Jesus, you're married to Methuselah.
Crazy.
What are you talking about?
How old is Masood going to be when you turn 20, Stephanie? So, Martina is like, well, they still cry when we leave. And for about 2 seconds, I said this part. God, sometimes I just like to say it again just because I know Masood is so excited to hear me talk. So he's like,
Julia's
Martina.
like, she just turned 67. 68, Julia. I love that Julia has no idea how old her wife is. Julia's just out of it. She didn't know where her kids went to school. She didn't know how old her wife was. Her wife was getting cancer treatments. Julia's off getting a facelift. I mean, what the hell?
So Masood is like, so Martina, talk to me. I used to watch you. Obviously, that's why I'm wearing this Martina t-shirt. Yeah, I noticed that. But we used to watch you all the time. I mean, to find you against what's her name? I appreciate you pretending to forget Chris Everett's name. That really warms my heart. She's
It's funny. That's
bitch.
what we used to call her. What's her name? So that actually works out perfect.
My favorite thing with Chris Everett is the way her hair would always fluff so delicately every time the ball went flying by her because she never could hit it back.
Are you missing those times that you got to play with what's-her-face? And she's like, well, if I could still play, I would. But, I don't miss the stress. When I retired in 94, my mom said I looked 10 years younger because the stress, it was gone forever until I met this one.
You don't understand how stressful it was to have to try to make conversation with Chris Everett. God, talk about boring. So... So Masood is like, so you going to coach your sons? Or maybe, I don't know, handsome gentleman who looks like he might be only 24 years old when he has backwards hat on? No, I will not.
But he has a motorcycle jacket.
Well, that's tempting. But still no.
Very tight pants. Very tight pants.
Well, does he have any canvases that I can hit tennis balls onto, make art?
I might teach him artwork. I forgot that she did that. Her art where she would hit a tennis ball into a wet canvas. That was good.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
I did like it actually quite a bit. So basically she's like, she'll supervise her sons, but and she says if they take it on later, then she'll step in. But she's like, but I need someone else to teach them basics. Like Chris Everett, someone who just deals with low level skills.
I need someone else to teach them the Chris Everetts. The basics.
I love that Martina is such a tennis diva that she's like, I'm not going to deal with anyone who's like who's below a certain level, not even my own children. Like they need to, if I'm going to play tennis with my children, someone else needs to bring them up to like US Open level. But until then, I'm not even going to hold a racket in their presence.
Like they can barely hold a banana at this point, but if ever they get off their asses and do something, maybe. One of them just dropped an egg.
It was on Chris Everett's head, so we applauded him.
So Stephanie's like, so do you have siblings, Julia? And she's like,
I have one brother, 12 years younger. He's in Moscow. We go once or twice a year. I'm super close.
And she's like, oh yeah, I have twin sisters. We stopped talking to each other. We don't speak the same language. I mean, I don't mean to sound depressing about it. It's like, are you asking someone else about their life, or like,
No, she just wanted to segue into that way she could talk about that. She does not care about Julia's family. She just wanted to set up the conversation so she could talk about how her bitch twin sisters don't talk to her or their parents. So that way she could continue to weaponize this platform against them, publicly shame them. So,
But it's okay because then Julia takes it right back and makes it about her again, but with something else. She's like,
No, we're having difficult time with older daughters because we don't have communication with them anymore because of our new family dynamic. It's growing pains.
and she says that the adoption came as a surprise to her girls because you didn't tell them. I mean, is that what you were getting out of this? Like she didn't. They were just like, maybe we're gonna adopt kids, and then the next minute they've got 2 new kids, and they're like, "Excuse me, where's my inheritance going? Like, what the hell?"
Not only where's my inheritance, like no offense, you two are both a bit older, and we're gonna have to be the ones taking care of these kids ultimately. Like when they're like 10 or 11. Like we're probably gonna have to step in, or like they're gonna have to live with us. Who knows what life has in store. But they know it's more than just like suddenly 2 new brothers. It's like, oh, we have to take care of these kids out of nowhere. But even that being said, like, I mean, I kind of can't imagine just suddenly stop talking to your mom because she adopted kids.
Well, but
I can imagine being like, mom, that's so annoying. Stop it. But I can't imagine being like, I'm never talking to her again because she's opening her house up to 2 children that need a house.
Well, we don't obviously know the whole story, but from what Julia is saying here, they didn't really tell the kids. Like, there's no communication. I think the kids are just like,
no,
what the fuck are you two doing?
The kids were given a Zoom link and they chose not to come. No, I'm just kidding. They were late to the Zoom link, and so it was up to them to read about it in the news. And that if they had chosen to come onto the Zoom 5 minutes earlier, they could have been looped in like everyone else who was cool.
Julia fucking would too.
I'm sorry, they read it in People. That's where they read if they don't get to Zoom.
So
I think it's about inheritance, and I think it's also it's inheritance and knowing that they just have to. This is going to be a responsibility that's going to land on them ultimately, because I think that Martina and Julia are older, and like it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah. So yeah, she says they are upset with us for not communicating enough with them about what's going to happen. So you didn't tell them. I just was cracking up. That is so Julia. So
I cannot believe my daughters are not talking to me after I did not talk to my daughters about what we are doing.
So then we see a clip to illustrate how close she is with her brother in Moscow, and they're on FaceTime, and she's like, I don't know what to do. The girls won't talk to me. I've tried to call them, but they won't. I've tried to have my sons FaceTime them. They just hang up on them. I don't know what to do. And he's like, listen, here's what I always say. Hold the pickle. Hold the lettuce. Special orders. Have you been watching Married to Medicine? So Martina's like, well, it's just sad, because you can't have that time back. You have regrets that you wasted this time because it's so precious and you just can't have it back. But, I get it out of my system like everything else with a toothpick. A toothpick. Right here. Doesn't she always look like she's got a toothpick in her mouth? She's always like...
Yeah, she looks like a toothpick. I just want her to wear a big floppy top hat at one point so that way she can complete her Tom Petty look. That's all I want. So I'm free falling. Sorry, that's Chris Everett chasing after a ball.
And Stephanie's like, this really hits home because my sisters aren't speaking to my parents. And my advice to Julia is she just nips it in the bud. Just nip it in the bud. You aren't. You still won't speak to your sisters. So whatever. She says it's too long. It's been too long for her to turn back.
Oh, lady.
I'm team sisters. I can tell you that right now. I'm team your sisters.
I think
you are
team
insufferable.
Sisters too.
I'm sure you flaunt your shit all in front of your sisters. You ended up stealing some wife's husband, and now you're walking around her house like, I want every piece of that woman. Gut it out of this house. I mean, you're not cute, ma'am. I'm team sisters.
Yeah, we know that Patty and Selma are probably in the right on this one. So then we go over. So Masood is like, well, life is tough, and you have to make the best out of it. A lot of these guys really coming in with a lot of really really sage advice. Time heals everything. Life is tough. You got to make the best out of it. If you ever wanted proof that men are not really listening, this scene is it. They're like, okay. Now, he's like, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Am I right? No?
It's just,
On that
it's
note-
just long. It's just taglines now. That's all it.
Just like, I'm loving it. So Julia's like, on
Ace
that note.
is the place. Wait, what is it? Ace is the place for on the hard run. Ace is the place for you. Na. Ace is the place for you. Na. It's not coming to me. But goddamn, that tune's addictive, isn't it? Ace is the place in the happy hardware store.
What's the
Something
one
like
that I'm always singing? Oh, the Sky Rizzy song. God, I love the Sky Rizzy song.
You do love that Sky
Nothing is
Rizzy song.
everything.
Nothing is everything. Sky Rizzy.
Nothing is everything. You ever think about that?
Okay, well, on that note, speaking of nothing, Marisol has an idea. We are going to go a girls' trip to Sevilla. Would you like to come? And she's like, yes. So, that was a direct yes. She's like,
I want to come. Can I come?
Oh, no, you have to babysit boys. Unless you can get daughters to babysit boys. Oh, let's have daughters babysit boys. Like,
Mom, this is why we're not talking to you.
Put boys in box, ship to daughters.
And Stephanie's like, I'm going to take my airplane. My airplane. You have access to your husband's business plane, Erica Jane. Okay? We all know that ain't your airplane. Stop it. And Martina's like, no, I really want to go. Oh, wow. And Stephanie's like, you are coming with me on my airplane, but who else did you invite? And so she's already starting to use her plane as a weapon. Like, we already see it coming. And Julia tells her, it's obviously Alexia, because it's her trip, kind of. And she's like,
Well, should we go to bar and talk about Alexia for a second so the husbands don't have to hear?
and she's like, well, I don't know where this is going, but I'd love to let Astro over here get some autographs. He's like, oh, goody, goody. The young boy inside of me cannot wait to talk to sexy Martina.
This was such an awkward transition.
shall we go talk at bar about Alexia?
I was like, what is this strange staging that they're having? So
It's that whole
she
like thing in the 50s, like, ladies' business doesn't belong in front of the gentleman. That's
I know. So then Julia's like,
Right now, it's big clash with Gertie. So we just have to know how to deal with it.
so Stephanie's like, well, I'm new to this group, and I feel like everyone welcomed me except for Alexia, the Rottweiler, the slobbering, crazy, humping Rottweiler that she is, and I just feel unwelcome by her. I know you're gonna like stick up for her because you've been friends with her longer. She's like, well, I know her, but you cannot make excuses for a bully. You just cannot do that. Now, excuse me, I've got
please.
80 men on a construction site I've got to yell at.
Get back to work, you fucking losers. Otherwise, I'm going to throw you into a pool.
Sorry, I'm back.
Please do not support bullies. Now let's make a list of people I can bully off of my plane.
I know. So meanwhile, Martina's stuck with Masood, and he's like, you were in very good shape. I never forget looking at your arms. So much veins. It was like looking at map of highway. Seriously.
Well, that's why Julia fell in love with me, because of my amazing arms. She said she saw them on TV. That's what I got. That's what I got. I'm a hot lady with great arms and brilliant at tennis. Anything else? You got anything else? Just keep it coming.
People would always say, Martina, she's the veiny one. Chris Everett, that's like yogurt in a skirt. Am I right? Huh? Am I right? No?
One time someone complimented Chris's arms, and I said, no, sir, I'm sorry that you're actually talking to a trash can. Chris is over there. Chris is over there.
When you guys are talking about Chris's arms, are you talking about her arms or the lines in the tennis court? Because as far as I can tell, they're both lying flat out on the grass.
Hey, I'd like an order. Waiter, come over here. Macero, come over here. I'd like to get an order of Chris Everett's arms. I'm sorry, noodles?
Oh, my favorite is when Chris Everett would serve, and every time, well, she would never get it in, and before the ref could even say fault, I'd go, your fault for being stupid. That was great every single time.
Okay, we are really faltering here. I hope the ladies come back soon. No,
just,
really. Let's talk about
getting
arms some
drunk.
more.
Getting drunk and you know what? Plop plop fizz fizz. Am I right?
Do you want to babysit a couple of egg dropping children who don't know how to play anything?
You know what, Masood? A wise man once told me, "Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar."
Sorry, I just finished that chapter on the Dr. Jackie book, and I'm more in love with you than ever. So then we go back to Julia, and she's like,
I talk to Alexia almost every day, and I'm 100% sure, knowing your personality, you can have conversation, you can get over it.
and she's like, oh, really? Well, I want to talk to her. I hope they have planes on her Southwest airline that she'll be riding to Seville. And Julia's like,
Well, I thought we could meet in different place, different continent, and see how we could make it work.
and she's like, oh, okay, here's to Spain. Let's hope everything comes back hunky-dory.
Yes, hunky dory. I don't understand that phrase.
So now we go to Marisol's home. It's time for Preppy Party Prep. See, that's wordplay. And she's setting everything up. It looks all nice. And she's like, Larsa, I put her, hey, friend who's helping me set this up. I put Larsa next to her good friend, and I put Lisa next to you because she's Canadian. And then, like, you guys can chit chat, and I put this girl here and that girl here and all there. And Jennifer's her friend, and they're just setting up stuff. And Marisol tells us that she invited Adriana today because Julia really wants Adriana to come to Spain. And since Marisol has decided that she loves Julia this season, she's going to go along with it because she has to, because she's only a friend of. And she's just hoping that ketamine Adriana shows up, not drunk yacht Adriana.
Yeah. So then we go to Alexia coming, and the dogs are barking like crazy and jumping all over her and stuff. And she goes into the kitchen and whips open the curtain to present herself, but then it falls off because it's on a pressure rod. She's like, oh, Dios mío, mi cortada. Why you do that to me? Come on here, lady. I'm trying to hide the butler's pantry, all right?
Yeah, Marisol has put up this little curtain that she got, like a $2 curtain, because it's the catering area, so she wants to mask the catering so that way it looks fancier in there, which I just think is so funny because she basically lives in a cottage, a very nice cottage, but a cottage nonetheless.
Yeah.
So they're just continue to set up and everything, and Marisol's gonna like make her a cocktail and everything, and Alexia's like, can we talk about our outfits? I can be preppy too. Look, I'm like very preppy. They call me the preppy star of preppiness. Like I look like the biggest preppy star of all time. And Marisol tells us that like her dad was actually from Connecticut, and which I feel like we knew that, but I never really retained it. And that she went to boarding school in Palm Beach, so like she has preppiness in her DNA allegedly.
Yeah, I was like, he was a very waspy. He was a sailor, so I'm going to celebrate the white side of me today. And I was like, why? What a difference 4 years makes, So Alexia is like, yeah, I feel like preppy in Miami's not a thing. And she's like, well, I had Kiki here, and she said something weird to me. You know what she said? Let's see it in a flashback. So we see Kiki. She's like, I had a conversation with Gertie. She said, you guys feel like a cult. She goes, I don't like that. I don't like it. What do you mean a cult? She goes, I don't know. What is a cult?
That denotes that we're sinister. Could you believe it? You know what? I don't like that. I find that offensive. Shaking hand very fast. No. Don't like it.
I don't like it. Sinister? I don't like that she called us sinister. She called us sinister? Really? That's a kind of dog, right? I don't like that. I don't like that.
So Gertie arrives, and she's with a guy who has a large appliance box. And Marisol is like, what did you bring? Oh, well, I brought you your wedding gift, okay? It's a bar. It's an actual entire giant bar, and you can make drinks with it, because I know that you don't actually have one here. You just rent it out for the show. Oh, my God, I saw that on Instagram, and I wanted it. Thank you. What is it? It's called a cocktail shaker. Oh, it's $15. Oh, it just has a very big box. Oh.
Marisol's like, wow, Gertie's a fashion catastrophe, except your bar. Jesus Christ, do you have to diss the woman? Yeah. God. And she's like, but she did bring me a cocktail maker machine. I heard that Lisa gave it to Gertie, and Gertie regifted it to me.
That's my dream. Hello.
Me
Kitchen
too. That's a
appliances
good
regifted to me. I will take it all.
That's a gift. You could have like resold that shit,
Yeah.
and she didn't. She gave it to you. So be grateful.
You.
So I heard that at lunch with Julia, I had a lunch with Julia. We decided to make a trip for you, Alexia, and go to your favorite place, Spain. And Gertie's like, oh, I studied in Spain. I'm obsessed with Spain. I love Spain. Well, I'm here to tell you might not be invited. So hold on. There's got to be some tension in the room. Alexia nod and blinks. Okay, she's already nodding and blinking. Great. Do you feel tense? She's like, yes, I'm going to talk just like this. I don't want to be too loud. I don't want to be too annoying to you. I'm going to talk like this right now. Just shake my head a little bit.
Now, before we proceed on with the rest of the scene, Lexi and I are just going to put on some sneakers and some sweatpants, and we're just going to get ready for a comet that's going to take us to our planet. Okay, now you guys, you said that we're acting like a cult. Is that true?
Yeah. So I was very hurt, okay? Because I felt like I'm trying to talk to everyone, and everyone has the same voice, and no one wants to listen to me, and everyone has Julia's back. And it's like a cult. It's like a cult. I said the word cult because it's like a cult. That's what it's like.
Oh, so suddenly you put on some Nikes and are planning to hop a ride on a comet, and you're in a cult? I don't know. When did this happen?
Well, I find it very offensive. And we have to be careful of the things we call each other and the things you say because they stay here. And I don't like it. Because, first of all, we're not a cult. Okay? We're not a cult. Stupid Alexia. She doesn't mean you're literally a cult. We're not a cult.
I know. First of all, okay, Keith Rainier, he's just a friend, but we're not a cult, okay? I just want to say
any
that.
tattoos you get on your hoo-ha is up to you. It's not up to us. We suggest it. That's all.
It brings us closer, but it is voluntary. It's not. Now, that being said, we are going to go on a cast trip to our compound in rural Oregon.
Yeah.
And there will be, if you would like to join in the group sex, that is totally optional.
Please only wear white and no shoes. No shoes at all. Okay? Give us 90% of your income. Okay. And so she's like, do you even want to be part of this friend group? That's what I want to know. And Gertie's like, you guys have to understand. I'm coming from a place of like trying to find myself. Do you understand? Like, I'm just trying to be like vibe. Do you know? Because you know what my motto is? Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay? I don't have time for this shit. Do you understand?
I also have another motto. It's called, oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer wiener. Dr. Jackie just taught me that one.
You know what my motto is? Sugar, cream, eggs, milk. That's it. I'm not the back of a Briar's box. Okay?
Listen. There was a time when we were getting along so well, and you were all like my beautiful babies, and I just want my baby back.
Well, okay, just don't involve us in the semantics because it's just so complicated. I mean, there's a lot of text messages. We don't need to read that. Nobody here can read that. You put up all this stuff we have to read, and you put us in this awkward position of having to read it, so we don't read it, and then we get mad, and there was nothing to be mad about. How should I know? What am I supposed to read? I mean... Por favor, no más libres, okay?
I'm not living in Gertie land. I don't know what she's talking about, but maybe Julia's going to accept this tiny bit of remorse and end up making out with her. I mean, it is part of the blood pact we had to take in order for her to hang out with us, that you have to make out with someone outside the group. But, we're not a cult.
So everybody comes. Adriana's wearing a Harvard t-shirt because that's where I go to school. And Stephanie's showing off a purse in the shape of a wiener dog worth $2,600. Wow.
So rich.
Wow. A purse that's worth $2,600? That's cheaper than the last purse you showed. Wow, getting poorer over the course of an episode. Wow.
I wish Adriana's dog was here to hump that purse.
I do too. So Stephanie's like, oh, his name is Hector, and that's the least amount of boobs I've seen. Okay. And Lars goes, first of all, I'm not preppy. I like to dress slutty. I don't like to dress preppy. Because by the way, none of them know how to dress preppy. I think the only one who really knows how to dress preppy is Julia, because she comes in wearing like a Wimbledon sweater and pants, which is what like like a waspy lady in the Hamptons might wear, but everyone else is just wearing kind of like just still their same
They do
kind
the
of
tennis
outfits.
like the tennis sweaters, a
tennis-ish.
couple of them. Yeah. I liked Alexia's because she's like, preppy means smart, so I'm wearing glasses.
Yes. I can do preppy. I'm a star. Star preppy.
So they come in, they eat some food, they look around. She's like, do you like it? I put my heart into it. I made all the food here, all of it. That's pretty good for someone who doesn't eat. Am I right?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, just more people are arriving and everything, and they're just saying hi, and they're all like sort of like laughing at each other's outfits. And then Marisol's like, so, Adriana, I feel like the liquor brings out the truth. I mean, the stuff comes out. You can apologize, because Adriana's like, I want to apologize because I was drunk. She's like, but I brought out the truth. She goes, okay, well, I feel the same way. And when you say mean things to me, like, go fuck yourself, then, I feel like, why do you hate me so much?
And I was like, well, I'm just trying to ignore you. I'm trying not to talk to you. And I'm getting it. And I'm getting it. Just lay off me. All right. We've got bigger problems this season. We don't have to work so hard. All right. We've got Julie and Gertie. We've got Stephanie and Alexia. We've got Lisa and Larsa. Can we just sit in the green room for a while until we get a regular paycheck? You're working too hard for this.
Adriana's like, I'm just tired of all this bickering. It's like, it's not constructive, so I might as well get along. And Marisol's like, well, I have no idea if she's sincere or not. I don't know what's up her little wizard sleeves. I'm just hoping tomorrow is good and the next day is good, and I'm just doing one day at a time with this girl.
So they do a cheers because they made peace and everybody applauds. And Lisa comes. She's dressed crazy. She's dressed in big platform heel boots.
Oh my God.
And black. She's all in black. She's like,
Oh, I went with Wednesday Meets Clueless.
by the way, did you know Wednesday is back on TV? I'm so excited. It's like my favorite show.
Did it
I
come back
watched
yesterday?
episode 1 yesterday and I laughed and laughed. Wednesday is my hero. I love her.
Wow.
I'm obsessed.
Wow. I'm so happy.
I love
Happy
her.
for you.
It's
Well, I am
so
happy
good.
for you.
Thank you.
Wednesday.
Okay. So,
Wednesday.
they cheers. Lisa looks cray cray, and then she's like,
She's doing
I was
Clueless, which is
looking
not
for
Preppy.
Yeah, Clueless and Wednesday. I was actually looking for a long time for a preppy look, and this is what I came up with. So what do you want to do?
Just walk into a Ralph Lauren. Just get a big blue Oxford with like a white collar, oversized, cinch it. I don't know. Like, it's really easy. Dress like Anna Garten. I mean, I know it might not be the most flattering look, but it will definitely be, preppy.
well, that's the easiest theme. She only wears one thing.
Yeah. And she gets those custom shirts, those custom
Yeah.
Oxfords that she just wears.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of people who like just establish a uniform for themselves, like Ina and Michael Kors, and then that's just all they have to wear the rest of their life. Easy.
Yeah. So she's like, all right, ladies, I'm glad you're here. Everyone loves a good theme, am I right? So here's what. I started digging into my roots. Not my actual ones. Those could use some attention, let's not lie. But I feel like everyone knows me, my mother's daughter, blah, 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 Cuban. But my dad was from Connecticut. There's a very American preppy side to me. And I went to Boston College. I went to boarding school in Palm Beach. So there you go.
I just would never peg Marisol Patton as a Boston College grad. It's just like the most random thing. I don't know what I think of with a Boston College grad. I mean, it's a really good school. I just don't think of Marisol just even being associated with like Boston in any sort of form. So it's just kind of hilarious to me. So she's like, well, I love my prep school because I was just getting hormones and like gazungas and I was hot for boys. And God, I had posters up of, Jimmy Stewart, and oh God, what a hottie he was. And I was just trapped with all these nuns and girls in this boarding school. And by 11th grade, I was like going to a co-ed prep school. I was like, hello. Yeah, my grades dropped and I was having the time of my life listening to the doo-wop songs and doing it to doo-wop. That's what I like to say.
There's nothing like making out with someone in the back of a Corvette while the Beach Boy plays.
God, the amount of necking I did back in those days.
Third base. We would literally go on third base and kiss each other on the cheek. It was just...
Oh God! Every time I see Adriana's poodle humping some leg, I just think of all the poodle dresses I went through in those days.
So Adriana's like, can I give a clinical aspect? And so they're scared. And Marisol goes, oh, a Harvard clinical aspect. Only on Real Housewives of Miami are they going to shame somebody for going to Harvard, by the way, which is so fucking funny. I love that that's going to become a storyline, that they're going to be shaming Adriana for furthering her education. Fucking crazy people. So she's like, well, when we are conceived, you have crosses. And then if you are a girl, you get your chromosomes from your dad. So similarities you have to him are greater than you think. Look at that. That's why you weren't interesting until your mother was gone and you could copy her personality. So congratulations.
I'm kind of low-key obsessed with Adriana, like reciting 9th grade biology information, but under the guise of like a Harvard education. She's like, I went to Harvard to study. And what I'm telling you right now is that we have cells and they have DNA, and also cells replicate. So there, you got it. You learned from Harvard. Now you're basically Harvard educated now.
One reason I really like Adriana is because she's so smart. I mean, she is very smart. Like, she's way educated and she knows a million languages. She plays instruments. I mean, she's so smart and she still just gets down in the mud. And I just love that.
She's still a disaster. Yeah. She's probably like, I sort of get the sense that behind Wendy, she's like the most educated person on Bravo. And, but she's a total disaster. It's great. So she does she basically is just telling everyone this stuff about chromosomes, mainly to remind everyone that she's doing a master's of psychology at Harvard, which of course, like you mentioned, they're like, whatever, it's night school. I'm like, yeah, but it's still Harvard. Harvard's it's no walk in the park. Okay. So, they're just like dissing her about that. And, I love the Larsa of all people weighing in, babe, you signed up for an online course. I'm like, Larsa, you are an online course. You charge people to look at your toes. Do you know how many anthropologists are studying your toes right now?
So she's like, yeah, you just signed up like online, like everyone like can do that. Like all you have to like do is like pay for like it.
Okay, then do it. If it's that easy. I would love to see Larsa try and get a fucking education. Now there's a season right there. Larsa trying to learn something. Do it. Do it if it's so easy.
It'll take several seasons for that to happen.
Wait, how does the can opener work like?
So
that's her class. Can opening.
What's even like in this?
It says it on the label.
What?
Larsa, I'm afraid that you're not quite ready to move on to the mechanical can opener yet, so we're gonna have to hold you back.
But it looks like it's got like the picture on it is like beans. Like, I don't want that. I'm not gonna open it.
Like I'm sorry, you failed this Harvard night course.
Damn it.
So Julia's saying how she has the Martinez Wimbledon sweater, which is actually kind of a great flex. And Kiki's like, oh, isn't that the same tennis shoes you wore to Gertie's event? Which feels like she's trying to prod something on there. And Alexia's like, well, you know, it wasn't easy for all of us, but it was easy for you and Stephanie to wear something preppy because you guys are basically preppy and stupid, you know? Mm-hmm. And Larsa's like,
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's it. I was just like, yeah. Can't open it.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, beans are hard. But like Lisa and I don't like dress like this. Like, we don't like do that. You guys are nerds. You guys are like dumb nerds.
So then Stephanie's like, I want you and I to have a talk, Alexia. And she goes, oh, okay, that's great. Rough. Rough? Is that good? Rough? Like a dog? Is that how you want it? She's like, we'll do it later. So they're all judging each other's preppy outfits and stuff, and it's cute, but I don't need to talk about it all.
It goes for a
So
while.
then they're congratulating Marisol on such a good party, and then they start talking, and now they start separating into little groups, because Gertie's like, Julia, do you want to talk? Where do you want to go? You lead the way. I don't want to seem too bossy. Okay, I don't want to be bossy. She goes,
Oh, okay. We will go.
here. We will go here. Sit down. Sit down here. Look at me. Look at me in the eye. Okay, let's do this. We're starting this talk right now.
I still am not reconciling where we we're so far apart because I thought we were understanding. Like, let's move forward. Because when I went to the Grecian party, I just felt so betrayed. She's like, I am sorry because that was absolutely not my intention. It seems like it's not. But, and everyone's like watching because they're like 3 feet away. What's happening? Like, are they figuring out like can opening yet? Like, and Julia's saying like, about like how the guy was a life coach. So she wants to ask this very qualified life coach his opinion on how to move forward with Gertie. But we see the flashback again, and she was calling out Gertie. This was not asking an opinion. She was calling out Gertie once again.
Yes. So then Gertie's like, well, I don't understand how to express this hurt. And I expressed maybe in the wrong way. Okay, maybe it's the wrong way. Text messages, projectors, I don't know. Maybe it was wrong. But I don't want to be that person. But I felt cornered and no one believes me. And everyone thinks I'm a piece of shit. And I don't know what happened. And I don't know how fast it all got so furious. It was like 1 minute you're Gertie, the next minute you're Vin Diesel being shoved down a...
She did say, I don't know how it got. I don't know how it got also. It got. I don't know how fast it all got so furious.
I would say it was almost too fast and too furious.
That is true, though, and I think that's a lot of what people are missing from this season. I mean, you have to remember that last season, Gertie was loved. They were all surrounding Gertie. They were all supporting her. She was very much loved. Everything was fine, really, with everybody by the end. And then this season, they come in and Alexia and Marisol are automatically like, I don't like her. She's too loud. She's too this. She's too that. She's just too much. And I don't want to be around it. And Julia's telling them all this shit. And then Julia's trying to be like, oh, she ruined my boat trip and all of this other stuff. And it's got to be kind of a weird feeling when you think you're friends with everybody and then you just walk in and they all hate you all of a sudden.
When you realize like your cancer sympathy window has expired and they're back to like cutting you down like everyone else. And you're like, but I thought I was immune from that.
Yeah.
So Julia's basically like,
No, we know. Now we know that we are not at our best when we say things out of hurt. But at least we are smiling now.
she's like, yes, I'm just happy that we could repair this friendship and not replace it. Or as I like to say from a recent phrase that I learned, safe light repair, safe light replace.
So they get over it and say, I love you. But Julie has this way, like she cannot hide, she's like giving kind of like a dirt. She has like a way of narrowing her eyes and just like looking down. So I don't trust her, but we'll see. So then everyone's like, oh, wow, good stuff. This is amazing. As we would say in Boston, congratulations. All right. Preppy side of me, everybody. Seen that side
Actually,
of me
what we'd
before.
really say is, congratulations, you fucking wicked pussy. Oh, wait, I think I did that wrong. Congratulations. No, here, as we say in Boston, congratulations, Yankees suck. There we go. That's
Well, we are
right.
going to Spain, and you girls will have fun. Fresh starts. I have fabulous friends. And Marbella is 3 hours drive. This is the problem. So we go, then we drive for 3 hours. And they're like, wow, yay. And Stephanie goes, wow, yay for a 3-hour drive. And she's like, I'm going to bring the jet. So then we move on. Is this where? Yes. Then we move on
Yes,
to the
and by the way-
jet drama.
Jet drama. By the way, my fingers are crossed that Julia's fabulous friends in Marbella are the same as Sutton's. Was it Sutton's friends who were in Spain? Like was it Sutton who had all like the fabulous friends? Who had all the
Yeah, I
fabulous
doubt
friends
those
in
are
Spain?
Julia's friends. Oh my gosh. Do you
Those
think?
they're like the award-winning architects. And was it Sutton's friends?
Yeah, I think
Who
so.
else? It definitely was not Kyle, because remember Kyle was like, "Oh my god, real adults." It wasn't Eric.
Because wasn't
Eric
that
was-
the guy who brought her Quince in the Pints or Merce in the Purse or
Merce in
whatever?
the purse? I think it was all these like intelligentsia from like Barcelona, and like if they wind up being in Marbella again, they're just like traveling group of intellectuals who also have like strange ties to Real Housewives. I would really be.
They're
so
brilliant
happy.
people with a housewives fetish. Just like-
It's like a weird Vicky Cristina Barcelona situation. It's like Javier Bardem. Okay, so yes, we now go into Marbella jet sweepstakes. So basically, Stephanie is going to fly everyone from Sevilla to Marbella because she can do that. But flying from Miami to Spain is too big, too long, too fast, too furious. So they can't have too many people on there. It's probably like a weight issue or something with the amount of gas that they're going to have. Blah, blah, blah. Only 3 spots available on the jet to come with Stephanie.
And she's like, I would love to invite everybody. Not really. I don't want to invite everybody. It's not a frickin' bus. So,
I did like that. It's not a bus, which is what she'll be driving soon enough, by the way.
So she is like, and if you are on my plane and you want to make the shit hit the fan, then please book your own bus because you will not fly back. God, this girl's so annoying. I love that she's just going to use this plane as like her, I have the plane, so you all have to be nice to me. It's like a little rich kid in school who's like, I have a Mercedes. Your fucking mom and dad bought you that. You haven't done shit to earn that. Get over yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when I would bring Jolly Ranchers on the school bus just that way people would like me. Then people, you hand them out. Like people just put their hands over the seat. They just put their palms out. Like, can I have one? Can I have one? Can I have one? I'd be like, here's one for you. Here's one for you.
Not for you. You don't get one. Shit hit the fan with you. You do not get one.
I gave an extra one to Alexia. So it's this whole situation. And so Stephanie's like, Alexia, can I talk to you for a second? Woof, woof. I'm like, hey, oh, you didn't like that. So they now are going to have their conversation. And she goes, I wanted to talk to you because I know we are going to Spain and I want everything to be cordial between us. But I really want to talk in private about this Chihuahua and this Rottweiler thing. And Alexia says, shaking head very rapidly to show that she is totally displeased by this. What you did say that I bark. Okay, you did say that I bark, and that's not nice. Woof, 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 woof.
But didn't she say? So we've always been cool. I don't like you said that I bark because I don't. She goes, but you do bark. She's like, well, so do you, and you're like a Chihuahua. Well, you barked at me first, but I'm like a Rottweiler. I'm not a Chihuahua. Oh, I thought that. Never mind. I didn't remember it happening like that. But you know what? I remember things wrong. So she's like, yeah, you said I bark. And she's like, but that's what she sounds like when she speaks. She's barking. And as a matter of fact, Alexia is next to me. And then she pulls up a big stuffed Rottweiler as her prop. Ugh, she's so try hard. Get rid of her. I hope she's a one season.
I don't like the props, but also like if you're just trying to be like, well, she said that she was saying she's a Rottweiler, so I was calling the Rottweiler, but then you hold up like a stuffed dog, so you really are calling her a dog, and she's trying to sort of get around it with semantics. But I'm telling you, last week when we saw her, she said, "Where's the Rottweiler?" I don't think she was doing a callback to the joke. I think she was calling Alexia a Rottweiler and didn't realize that Alexia was right there, and then had to act like, no, I was doing a callback. So
but
Alexia's
it was a
like,
callback. Like even if she didn't say like I'm doing a callback, it literally was a callback to Alexia saying I'm a Rottweiler. So I don't know. I wasn't that offended by it, but it's like I'm against Stephanie and also standing up for Stephanie at the same time, which is a very hard place to be in.
I was like, wait a second, I thought I had you on this one.
No, I think she was. I think she was kind of. I think in this Rottweiler thing, she's kind of innocent. The thing is, she's too comfortable around people she's not friends with yet, and this has been her problem the whole time.
Yes,
she comes up to
that's a
Alexi in the
great point.
beginning, and she's like, "Oh, here's what I say: when you take out the garbage, leave it. Don't go chasing garbage." You don't call someone's boyfriend garbage, even if they're temporarily broken up. You don't know enough about her to know her whole history of coming back to this guy and getting rid of this guy. And you may not be wrong. It's not that you're wrong necessarily, but it's not your place. Like, I don't even know you. She's too comfortable doing that with people. I think that's what
She's
Alexi is like. Shut the fuck up,
overfamiliar.
girl. Yeah,
she's over familiar. I think it's a great point. I do think that when she said the Rottweiler thing last week, I do think she was being nastier than she's letting on. And I think the evidence is the fact that she has this stuffed Rottweiler. Whether the producers gave it to her or whether she got it, she still is very happy to equate Alexia to a dog. And Alexia sort of gave her the assent by calling herself a Rottweiler deprecatingly. But she's definitely running with it. But that being said, Stephanie is incredibly obnoxious. She's definitely a faker. She's over familiar. I do not want her to be a one season. I think she fits in very well in this group of crazy ladies. So I'm happy to have her here. I'm not saying that I think she's a good person or that she's like someone that I would want to kiki with. But I do think that she is doing a very good job as a housewife.
Okay. Well,
And
there
did you
go.
see that she is first seat at the reunion?
What? God, it must
Yeah,
get way
it's-
nastier with her as this goes along.
Well, actually,
Well,
I
did
think what
Bronwyn
it
get
is-
that last year too for her first season? I think she did.
I think she
right?
did. But so it's Alexia. It's Alexia versus Stephanie, and then the next one down is Lisa Larsa, and the next one is Julia Gertie, and then you've got the Friends ofs. I think that the Julia Gertie thing is actually more central and bigger, but I think that they're not big enough on the show to both get first seat, and then. I think that, I think Alexia they always give Alexia first seat if they can, although maybe they didn't.
I'm a
last year.
star.
I'm a star. And
I'm a
Lisa and
star.
Larsa, they're not going to put Lisa and Larsa as third seat. They're always going to have them as second. So I don't know. I think that Stephanie just sort of wound up there because they needed someone across from Alexia, and Alexia was
Yeah.
going to be first.
So Stephanie's like, well, I feel
theories.
like you belittle people, and when you came in and called me a chihuahua, that was symbolism because it's like, I'm the Rottweiler, bitch. You're the fucking chihuahua. And I feel like it's very disrespectful. Well, yeah, she's saying she can kick your ass too, Stephanie. I love that Stephanie thinks she's a detective. She's like, she's got the degree from psychology from Harvard. And Adriana's like, sorry, what's her buns? It's like, oh, I don't come in thinking I'm the best. Okay. The world tells me I'm the best because I'm a star. And she's like, you try really hard. Like, I'm the queen and you're the chihuahua, right there. You're the chihuahua, Tupac. And because Tupac's the dog, the chihuahua, and he scurries off.
Oh.
And so the women are hearing this, like, oh my God, I hear screaming. So they go spy on them through the window. And Stephanie's like, it's not going to go well if you continue belittling me.
Well, I'm sorry that you felt that way, thinking I was going to doing that to you personally, because I wasn't. That wasn't me doing that to you. That was my star aura doing that to you. I have no control about that. Stephanie goes, well, you calling me a chihuahua is definitely not being crazy, okay? And so now everyone's, Stephanie sees them in the window. She's like, guys, go away. Honestly, stop it. So they're like, Kiki's
Okay,
like,
well,
"She's
if it
so
offended you, I'm
serious."
sorry. I'm going to give you the best apology that has ever happened in the world. If it offended you, I'm sorry then. But you know what? Right now, you're talking to somebody with glasses. So you need to have respect because I'm a very smart person right now.
Well, I'm going to say this right now because you are very smart.
Okay.
I'm not really offended, but I have to act like I'm really offended so that way this hairpin turn will catch you more off guard. Okay, because I want to extend an olive branch to you. So on the plane, I have one seat left, and for that one seat, I invited Marisol. She's like, oh, okay. That's, Alexia's thinking like, but I'm the star and Marisol is friend of. That's weird. But twist, she said, I will not leave Alexia. So my question to you is, would you like to fly on the plane? Surprise! Inviting you on the plane to test if you are a shitty friend to Marisol. Are you a shitty friend?
Very subtle, Stephanie. Very subtle move. And Alexia's like, oh my God, I'm like so confused because 1 minute you're reprimanding me and now 2 seconds later you're inviting me on your jet when Marisol said she wasn't going because of me. Like, what are you doing? That's something Frankie would say. Which I didn't really understand that. What is she saying? Like, is that what Frankie would say? Like, what are you doing? That's something Frankie would say. Or is she saying, Mom, do you want to come on the plane? Because I'm not going to let Marisol come on the plane. Do you want to come on the plane? That's something Frankie would say. Really?
I think apparently Frankie says, what are you doing? A lot. And like Alexia thinks that's like so hilarious.
That's a
I mean, it's
Frankieism.
cute.
It's
cute
like
'cause
Frankie
Frankie's inherently
says.
cute.
It's like Frankie always says, what are you doing? Right? Right?
She's like, we all know Frankie's iconic line. What are you doing? Like, what's up, Doc? I'm like,
Frankie's going to get a spin-off on Bravo. And it's going to be called, what are you doing?
live.
Like, it's hilarious. Even the title's hilarious.
So I think that what Stephanie is doing here is she knows that she's putting Alexia in a situation where if Alexia says yes, she's being shitty to Marisol. And she's also, she knows that Alexia wants to come on the plane and Alexia wants to be on the plane, but Alexia knows she can't go on the plane. But also, she knows that Alexia is going to say no, most likely. So Stephanie gets to get the credit for doing the nice thing and doing the olive branch without having to do any of the heavy lifting of the olive branch because she doesn't have to actually fly with Alexia on the plane. But she gets credit for inviting her and then knows that she's not going to come. It's kind of like if there's someone that there's like sometimes you just have someone they're like, well, I guess I should hang out with this person. And then you you reach out to be like, I guess I'll hang out with you. And like, I'm busy. You're like, yes, I got credit for inviting to something, but I don't actually have to hang out with them. Whatever
Yeah.
happened to
Oh,
you?
that's yeah. Well,
Sort of
course.
shitty, but we all
I-
know that happens in life.
Yeah, it happens. I took it as her being really. I took it as her really thinking that Alexia was dumb enough to fall for it. Like she was trying to be manipulative and say, "But do you want to fly on the plane?" And then Alexia would be like, "Yeah," because she's not going to resist a plane. Because to Stephanie, that plane is everything. I mean, that's why she's living her life that she is. She's doing everything. She's next to that old ass man in tight leather pants for that plane and that money. So for her, that's like the ultimate. Like, I've got a plane, everybody. So, and she knows Alexia is shallow, so she's figuring she can start some drama with Alexia and Marisol, but Alexia is not quite that stupid. So, sorry, sucker. And so she's like, well, I mean, who gives up their seat on a private plane? I mean, let alone a transatlantic flight for their friends. I'll see you there. Have fun with the TSA. I wouldn't want to go on that woman's plane because she's on it. I don't want to go there and have her be like, oh, guys, this is what we do when we're flying over this part of the world. We do a special cheers, you know? Ugh.
She'll be super annoying about it. So they go back to the rest of the group, and Marisol's like, well, you guys look good. Like, what happened over there? Like, you guys are good? Like what happened? What happened? So they say, yeah, everything's good and everything. And Stephanie talks about the plane, and she's like, well, you know, some people are going to go on the private plane and some aren't. And Alexia says that she basically, you know, she's opting not to do it, etc. And so, but there's going to be someone who gets to go on. And Marisol goes, well, I don't think Monkey is making the manifest on that jet.
And we get a flashback to Lisa saying, I want to be friends with her because she has an amazing jet, and I want to be friends with people who have jets and yachts. And she's like, disgusting. So she gives a little speech. She's like, I'm taking my airplane, and unfortunately, I can't choose everybody. So I chose Larsa because we're very, very close, and I chose Julia. And I have one additional seat because unfortunately Marisol has turned it down because she's very, very close to Alexia and she doesn't want to leave her. So I do feel like it's between Kiki because we've hung out a lot and I haven't got a chance to bond with Adriana. So that's in my mind too. So who wants to fight over it? Oh,
I know,
she's
like
just so gross. It's like, wow, I didn't take any of the people that I actually wanted to take. So fighting for last place is...
Yeah. I know. And she's like, oh, God, I guess I'm stuck with one of the friend ofs. So Kiki's like, you know what, Stephanie? I'm going to make it easy on you. As much as I would love to be on the PJ, if you have not gotten to know Adriana, I think it would be a nice way for you to bond. And you know that Stephanie's like, oh, I don't want to take Adriana. That's her last pick is Adriana.
Yeah. And so Adriana gets to do it because... Adriana goes, not to mention that my supposed best friend is still on the plane. So, and she goes, what? And Julia's like, that is not my place, Adriana. What are you talking about? She's like, that's what I really admire about you, Marisol, because they have such a good relationship that she has Alexia's back day and night, thick and thin. I wish I had that kind of friend.
No one looks at Alexia and Marisol and thinks this is a healthy friendship. I just see two codependent people. I see Alexia as like the alpha in that situation, and Marisol just like tagging along. And Alexia knows every now and then you got to throw a bone to the sidekick, so that way the sidekick stays as a sidekick, and the sidekick has to hang out with the alpha, so that way the sidekick still gets access to all the alpha stuff. No one's looking at that and being like, look at those two sisters who have each other's backs. That's not it. So Adriana trying to make it that like she and Julia should have the same relationship. Alexia and Marisol are not friendship goals, if you ask me. I like their friendship, but they're not friendship goals. I don't think that friends should be codependent like that.
Well, yeah, Adriana's gel because she's not like that with Julia, apparently. So she's like, I'm just saying you agreed to go on the plane with her without asking me to go on the same plane. And she's like, well, I'm sorry, but I don't think that makes me bad friend. And Marisol looks at Alexia and she's like, oh my God, you look like you're crying. She's like, oh my God, because I can't believe that you did that for me. You like waited around for me. She's like, oh my God, we're such good friends. It's such a beautiful friendship. And Adriana's like, yeah, they're so beautiful. They don't go anywhere without each other. Unlike God Lady.
Well, you know what, Alexia, we know how difficult this time has been with your separation with Todd, and because he filed for divorce, and it's good and it's bad, and I appreciate Stephanie being so kind and including me, and it was super generous. But this trip is about Alexia, and I would never leave her. It just wouldn't be right, and I can't imagine any friend going on the plane and not inviting their other friend. Just wanted to rub a little bit of salt in some Adriana's wounds there. Just a reminder.
Cheers to Spain, everybody.
Yay.
So here we go.
The Spanish
Party.
trip commences.
Yeah.
So that was a fun time. We'll see how this all shakes out. We know that we get the mid-season trailer. We know that Adriana and Julia's relationship continues to deteriorate. I don't think that they are friends anymore in real life. So we'll see how that progresses. And it looks like there's still like a huge amount of drama left in the season. So can't wait. Great season so far. Thanks everyone for being here, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.